What's happening?
We need to find Katie and Maggie. They're missing.
Where are they at?
They're missing.
We don't know. We think a dinosaur man is chasing them.
What's that?
My grandma!
What's up, world changers? I am so excited that we get to go over our Bible story today. And today's Bible story is actually going to start out with a question. So here's my question for you. Have you guys ever met someone and thought you knew who they were, but then got to know them and realized they weren't who you thought they were? Maybe you met someone and you thought they were going to be really mean and they ended up being really nice. Or you met someone who you thought was going to be really nice, but then ended up being kind of mean. People can sometimes surprise us. And in today's Bible story, Peter actually learned that lesson. So Peter was going around preaching the gospel town after town. He was healing people. And in fact, in one of these towns called Joppa, hopefully I'm saying that right. Now in this town, Peter actually brought back a woman back to life from death. And he did that with the power of the Holy Spirit. Because of that, a lot of people decided to believe in Jesus. So Peter stayed there with a guy named Simon. Now on the other end of this story, there's a guy named Cornelius. Now Cornelius was a Roman official and he lived in a city called Caesarea. And once again, hopefully I'm saying that right. But Cornelius and his family actually believed in God. They worshiped him and they were very generous to the people in need. Now Cornelius, he prayed. And one day while he was praying, Jesus sent an angel to talk to him through a vision. In this vision, the angel told him to go to Peter. This is what he said. The angel answered, "Your prayers and gifts to poor people are like an offering to God, so he has remembered you. Now send men to Joppa. Have them bring back a man named Simon. He is also called Peter. He is staying with another Simon, a man who works with leather. His house is by the sea." So basically, God was telling Cornelius to go and send some men to find Peter, a random stranger who he had never met before. Kind of crazy, but Cornelius decided to have faith and he gathered some men and sent them to go look for Peter. Now the following day, Peter, who was still in Joppa, was there and he was praying. And while he was praying, he got hungry. Anyone else ever get hungry while praying? I do sometimes. So while they were preparing his food, Peter actually had a vision from God as well. Now this vision is a little wild, but let's go ahead and read it, okay? This is his vision. This is also found in Acts 10. He saw heaven open up. There he saw something that looked like a large sheep. It was being let down to earth by its four corners. It had all kinds of four-footed animals in it. It also had reptiles and birds in it. Then a voice told him, "Get up, Peter, kill and eat." "No, Lord, I will not," Peter replied. "I have never eaten anything that is not pure and clean." The voice spoke to him a second time. It said, "Do not say anything is not pure that God has made clean." This happened 3 times. Right away, the sheet was taken back up to heaven. Now, like I said, that was a crazy vision, but let me explain that to you for just a second. Back then in the Old Testament, Jewish people weren't allowed to eat certain animals that were considered unclean. And so when Peter had this vision and God was telling him to eat these unclean animals, Peter was really confused. So after he had that vision, Peter was left wondering what it meant and what to do with it when Cornelius's men arrived where he was staying. They knocked on the door, they asked for Peter, and Peter felt God's Holy Spirit tell him to go with them. So Peter grabbed his stuff and he went with Cornelius's men to go visit him. Now here's the thing, guys. Just like Jews weren't allowed to eat unclean animals, Jews were also not allowed to go into non-Jewish people's houses. So Peter going to visit Cornelius was a big deal. Now, Cornelius knew that Peter was coming, so he grabbed his friends, he grabbed his family. He wanted them all at his house to see Peter. He wanted them there so that they could hear the good news. So when Peter got to his house, Cornelius, being a Roman officer, he actually lowered himself to the ground out of respect for Peter. Now, I'm sure Peter appreciated that, but he told Cornelius to stand up because after all, he was just a man and everything he was doing was with God's help. Immediately, Peter started preaching. He started telling Cornelius and his friends and his family everything that Jesus had done for them, and they accepted Jesus in their hearts. Not only did they accept Jesus in their hearts, but they actually also received the Holy Spirit. Now, Peter and a couple of the other believers that were there were actually surprised because they didn't know that non-Jewish people could have the Holy Spirit too. That day, Peter understood and realized that the gospel was for everyone. It didn't matter if they were Jew or not, Jesus had come for everyone. And the next day, he baptized all of the people that had accepted Jesus in their hearts, and they had a big party. Afterwards, Peter stayed with them for a while, but what's really important to understand from this story is that Peter realized that Jesus was for everyone. His view of people changed when he understood that. In fact, that brings me to our bottom line. Knowing Jesus changes the way you see others. Peter had faith. When he felt the Holy Spirit tell him to go, he went. And because of that, he was able to see that the gospel really was for everyone. Let's go ahead and pray and ask God to help us see others the way He sees them. Jesus, we love you. Thank you so much for being awesome, God. Thank you for coming to this world to die for us. Thank you for giving us life, God. Lord, I just pray that you help me, that you help all our friends, all our world changers watching today. Help them to see people the way you see them. Help us to love others better and help us to just be a light in this dark world. We love you. We thank you. In your name I pray. Amen.
Never gonna find it. Dude, like, they just disappeared. It's literally
They were there like 1 second and then they
bro, that's
We will never find him.
it's like nothing.
Wait.
It's a dinosaur tail!
going.
Oh, get it! Wait. No.
Why'd you break them?
No, you have to let them go!
Let them go!
Move out my way.
Yo, he's gone. Where did he go? Everywhere. Yo.
What happened? You okay?
We never even got to see who he was.
The dinosaur man took us. Who? The dinosaur man.
guy.
Do you know who it was?
No.
But you guys know it's okay? You know what time it is?
Anything better than you, better than you, better
Changers, that's right, it is game time. Now maybe you remember from a few weeks ago that Mr. Brad and I did a scavenger hunt. Well, we're gonna do that today with our influencers.
Yes, sir.
Boys team and girls team. All right, the only rules are you have to bring all 5 noodles back right here, all 5, right here. All right, everybody get that 5, because we had some mishaps last time, all right? Mr. Brad dropped one.
Whoever gets on the stage first with all 4 of their noodles wins the game.
Which we want to do it. And then you have to get your clue, hand it to the clue keeper while they read it, and then go to your next clue and so on and so on. And what else am I forgetting? All right, and that is it. So I'm gonna count to 3, and you're gonna get your first clue. Ready? All right, in 3, 2, 1, go!
Ready. James 5:16.
Oh, we have to pull it out, I guess.
First Timothy 4.
Each other and pray for each other. The prayer of a righteous person is powerful and effective.
Oh, wait.
You'll have to give it.
James 5:16. No, we do this is faster.
Oh, okay.
Therefore, confess your sins to each other and pray for each other so that you may be healed.
The baptism.
Good.
No, wait. We're
Oh, right there.
Where? Oh. Wait, is somebody here?
Here, hold it.
The opposite of summer is what?
Winter. We gotta find winter. Watch out! Yo, slow down!
Oh my gosh. Okay, 1 Timothy 4:12. Are y'all okay? Y'all are so loud.
First Timothy, what? 4:12?
4:12. Bye.
4:12. Don't let anyone look down because you are young. Young, so we gotta go.
Can you read it? Wait. Okay. The opposite of summer is what?
Winter.
Over here. No, wait. Where are they? Where is he?
Wait, where's the kids
Is you are young.
Nursery. Where's nursery?
Wait. Nursery?
Oh, nursery. Dude.
No!
Oh my gosh.
Before Daniel became a pastor, where were services held? Daniel. Before Daniel became a pastor, where were services held? We're on FaceTime.
Was that the infantry? We already went there. Wait, outside?
I don't know.
TLC? Go, 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 go! Go! Go, go, go! Go, 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 go!
What? First thing before? Where was it? Well, what's that here, more speech? Hero. 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 Yo, Brad! We need assistance. Can Brad assist us?
No, Brad can't listen.
No! We were so confused.
Wait, here! Something you have that's 4. Where's the clue? Where's the clue? This must be the last one. We have another one. There's one more. Yeah, that's the last one. That was supposed to be the last one because there's no clue.
Psalms 19. We gotta catch her now. Music is forever. Psalms 19. Wait, 19 what? 19 what? Wait, just Psalms 19? The director of music. We go to the music room.
Haven't been here yet. They have. No, the noodle's there. Hurry up, man! Come on, come on, come on, hurry up! They get a delay too. Walk it back.
Coming?
Yeah, walk it back. Walk it back.
Wait.
Go, 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 go. Hello. Hello. Hold our hands. Kitchen. Probably gonna be in the kitchen. We have no idea. So it's gonna be. What? There was none. There's no clue here out here. Clue out there. So they said our last clue that we got said we're taking a creature where we're supposed to go. And we came over here. And the noodle was there, but there's no clue.
The noodle was here?
Yeah, but there's no clue. On the outside. There's no clue.
Wait, the noodle was right here?
Yeah. Yes.
Girls, then y'all just had to pick it up!
No, we didn't. We need to pick it the green
They
one.
took the wrong one, take it.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Go, 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 come on.
It's right there.
Before Daniel became a pastor, where were services held?
Why do you have something?
It's locked. It's locked? Oh, wait. This is where he was at.
Yeah, they've been just sitting there. I told y'all.
Hey, hold on. There's some technical difficulties. Let's figure out what happened.
I still see a noodle. Dun dun dun. They're still going. They're still going. Just act normal.
Hold on.
Yo. Hey, call Nayeli Hernandez. What? The girls missed a clue? The girls lost a clue? Hey, don't bring it back. Don't bring it. Hey, bring the noodle too. Bring the noodle too. The girls. They picked up the boys' clue instead of the girls' clue.
Wait, so that means I didn't win?
Nah. The girls lost. They picked up the wrong clue. That's a girl's clue right there. That is a girl's clue right there. With the noodle and everything. Hey, they picked up the wrong one.
Back with your clues.
Hold on. What did they come back with? The boys.
No, this is let's go. All right, the girls came back with 5 noodles. Apparently, the girls picked up the boys' clue instead of their clue on accident. So therefore, the boys win.
What you think about that?
Pizza, muscle, boys, air guitar!
They'll never catch me.